Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin. Thanks for joining us today. You can also follow us on Instagram at Old Pueblo Coin, at the Coin Geek, and at Tucson Coin Show. So today we've got some fun and exciting things to look at. I hope you stick around just to kind of stare at some pretty wild and crazy stuff. I bought a really large group of Cobs, and we're going to talk about these a little bit. They're very affordable. It's a fun stack of both 2 reals and 4 reals. And let's just look at some of the details on these coins and get into design elements and just how much fun Cobs are. So Cobs come in several different sizes based on silver weight, very crudely struck. And most of these were going to be struck in your Central and South American countries that were taken over by Spain. And they were, getting the silver all over the world. These coins were traded up into the Orient and then were also brought back into Europe. And then from Europe, of course, they were used to trade, but also a lot of the ships didn't make it back. Apparently, they all believed in shipping silver in October, November during the. This is cool. This is double struck. Check that out. During the hurricane season. So this one, very cool double struck piece. These are not actually priced yet. Most of these are actually really affordable. They're going to mostly be in like the 150 to 250 range. I might get a little bit extra for this double struck piece, but you can see on this piece here, on the cross piece, there's the design from the lion. Here's the lion, there's design of the lion again. And so, but this is where the first cross was and the first lion was. And then it got rotated a little bit, and then you have the new cross piece and the new lion over the two. Really cool. So I went ahead and weighed all of these in their holders just to show something. Most all of these are in the 42 gram-ish range for these 2 reals. And the reason why I weighed these is because the weights are, to me, pretty intriguing, because in the case, the 4 reals, which are a lot more scarce, weighed 47.1 grams. But what's really interesting about these pieces here is just how different they look in size sometimes. So you'll have some of the 2 reals that look fairly large, like this one, and then you'll have a 4 real, and they appear to be the same size. Part of that is just the overall girth. So on this coin here, you've got a much thicker flan. And all that they cared about on these guys was weight. This one looked like it may have been turned into a pendant at one time, a long time ago. But they cared quite a bit about the weight of the coins, because that's all that mattered. It was just the silver and silver content that they were shipping for. I've got my castles and lions upside down. There we go. And so on these guys, most of these weigh that 47, 48 gram range. Whereas these guys, and this is in the holder, like I said, are mostly around 42 grams. But to me, it's somewhat amazing with how crude they are that they got the weights right. Like, to me, I find that pretty fascinating. And a lot of these are coins, like I was saying before, that went down in shipwrecks. Most all of these are going to be, or all of these are, Philip IV through Carlos II from 1621 to 1700. And a pretty wide variety. So like this coin here is probably going to be on the lower price side, just because you have a little bit less of the design left to it. But even in higher grade, there wasn't a lot of design to start on that piece. That piece definitely had some elements missing ahead of time. And then the fun thing is, then you get a coin like this, which is a 2, which is, shaped like a spaceship or a slice of pizza. I still have it upside down. But it has a super strong cross on it, on the back. And that I may ask a little bit extra for, something with a little bit different personality. Most of the coins are graded VG to fine. You know, this one's graded VF, and I really like the character on that piece. Has a lot of design left. I'm curious to look at these and see just how much of that is based on wear and how much is based on overall design element. Here's another VG8 on that guy. I'm going to run through some of these 4 reals. These are a bunch of 2s that we've been looking at here. This one they called a fine 15. Really nice piece here. This one's probably going to be a little bit extra, you know, from my perspective. Just, I love the boldness and character of it. But we're going to interrupt this normally, your normal coin broadcast for a couple books to show and tell. The Archaeology 0.5 of Florida. So talking about the gold coins of the 1715 Spanish fleet. So this doesn't have a lot of pictures in it, so it's not the type of book that I would normally use, but it does have some pretty interesting stuff in it, like the number of partial dates and the mints that they come from. You know, books are always fun with all the different factoids. This book is just super cool. The Atlas of Shipwrecks and Treasures by Nigel Pickford. Highly recommend this book. That book's too big for me to open and show to you. But a couple of other fun little books. I just like these old books, Pillars and Portraits by Robert Harris. You know, you've got some pretty cool little bit of details in here about the mints and mint marks and what those are. But the book that most people will reference is the Frank Sedgwick book, The Practical Book of Cobs, which is kind of the book on Cobs. That's the term used for some of these funky things. Here you got mint marks and dates and things of that nature. You've got some really cool depictions of some of the different designs and what everything actually meant. Granada, Naples and Sicily, New Burgundy, Aragon. I went to high school with an Aragon. Castles, Castile, Leon, Austria, Old Burgundy, Flanders. Oh, Flanders. Always having fun with Flanders. Sorry. Let's get back to the show. And some of these guys here you could actually see were shipwrecked. When you see that's like a sea salvage. Some of this stuff here with the like darker areas, usually a little bit of a sea salvaged sign to it. But that's a nice piece there. Pretty bold cross here on this 4. This one they called a VG on that guy. Here's another one that's a 4 that looks smaller, like the size of a 2, but it actually weighed the same as the other ones. Once again, with definitely like that sea salvage look, which, by the way, I actually really appreciate. Oh, this is cool. You can see a little bit of the waves at the bottom. I appreciate this actually having that on it because, you know, a lot of them come just really with all that stuff removed and polished off. I actually kind of like it on there. And I'm intrigued also, once again, by the grade of the VG. I mean, how much wear is actually on this coin? It's hard to know. But I guess for some of you, if you collect Cobs and you look at a lot of them, you guys can tell me what you see. This one has a lot more detail to it on that guy than some of the other ones do. Yeah, these are fun. I was really glad to pick these up. I picked them up at the Mesa show, and just kind of cool. So everyone should have in their collection a pirate coin, right? Let's go back to a little 2 real. Oh, this one's actually identified. 1704 Spain Madrid Mint, Philip V. Once again, they called it a VF20. It looks as worn as the other coins, only it has a lot more detail left to it. What I'm trying to say here is that I wonder how much of that original design element being visible led to the grade. This one's really nice. So this one's got a domed out. This one also looks small, like a, oh, I'm like, this one looks small like a 2 real. Dun, 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 brilliant. This one also has a more specific mint on it. So I think for the most part, the ones that are more specific are probably going to be a skosh more than the ones that are not specific as far as the price point goes. But we'll get these imaged and up on the website, and we'll have fun with it. It's just so hard to film these and talk about pirate money and not sing sea shanties. I'm just telling you right now, it's tough. But I will spare you. I don't want to get any copyright infringement for singing sea shanties. Another 4 real. This one. It's funny because this one's a good 4. It's like one of the lower grade pieces, and in my mind, I'm like, that is just beautiful. Just a beautiful piece. So cool. Oh, this one might be amongst my favorite. This one's like kind of on this big old fat flange and looks possibly like damaged or struck twice or something. You have a little corner of the Hispania showing up there, the HIS. Yeah, that one I find to be really attractive. And a little bit more specific, Sevilla, Spain Mint, Sevilla. Yeah, cool piece. Cool piece. Couple more to look at here. Another specific 4 real to Carlos II. And so they use identifiers such as the shape of the cross and the shapes of the castles and lions to know for sure. So I'll go back through these and price them up, but most all of them are going to be in that 150 to 250 range. And ships ahoy, matey. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I've been the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.